National Planner Day. Sorry, it was, welcome to our class. I'm super excited to be here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Heather Kell, and I run Kell of a Plan on Instagram and YouTube. And today I'm here partnering with the Happy Planner and Michaels to celebrate National Planner Day. And I'm really excited. We are hosting 5 planner classes today, and it's going to be so much fun. So mine is next, and then we have 4 more after, which I can talk about later in the class. But this class in particular, we are going to be talking about getting the most out of your planner. Specifically, we're going to be talking about getting the most out of the weekly spread in your planner. So I'm super excited to share that with you. Before we get started, I just have a few things to go over with y'all. First is Deanna Young from Me and My Big Ideas is kind of my co-host. She is going to be here. You're not going to see her video, but you might hear her voice later on, but she's going to be helping with the questions. And so if you hear a voice pop in later, it is Deanna from Mamby who's helping us out. And we are also going to be, this is a webinar, which is a little bit different from a Zoom class. And the main difference is going to be in our chat feature versus our Q&A feature. So I kind of wanted to go over those 2 things. And so in the chat, that is where you can talk to each other, you can leave comments, but don't put your questions there. If you have a question, go to the Q&A feature and put your question there. That is where Deanna is going to be looking for questions to answer. If it's a question that she can just type the answer to, then she will send you the answer in a typed version. But if it is a question that she needs me to answer, that's when we might hear her voice pop in and she might ask me the question so that I can then answer it for you guys, because I am not going to be looking at the questions while I'm planning. So that's kind of the difference in the Q&A and the live chat. And I also want to let you know that this class is being recorded. And so if you can't stay for the whole class, or if you just want to rewatch it later, it will be posted on michaels.com/classes on Tuesday. So that is the website where you can go to check out a lot. Michaels actually has a lot of classes that they've done in the past couple of weeks, and you can catch all the replays there, not just mine. And so be sure to head over there. They have all kinds of classes. Again, that's michaels.com/classes, and you can register for future classes there as well. And yeah, so I think that's everything that I was supposed to go over in the beginning. Oh, another thing was we hope to do more of these classes in the future. So if you enjoy this, we would love to hear topics for classes that you want to hear about in the future. So planner topics. So feel free to drop those in the chat today throughout the class, or you can also send those recommendations to the different teachers who are teaching today, and we will get those to the Happy Planner as well so that we can do more classes. So if you have a topic you'd love to hear about, let us know so that we can plan for it. So now we're going to get started. So we are going to flip my camera to the overhead camera. So I'm going to move this one down so that you guys can see. Okay, so here is my view, and I want to go over the supplies that I'm going to be using today in case you want to head to Michael's and get any of these items. So I'm going to be using an X-Acto knife from Fiskars. I love this one because it's a little finger one that you just put in your finger. I use it to cut stickers and washi. I'm going to be using these 3 sticker books. All of them are at Michael's. This one is Color Story 4. This one is Appointments, and this one is Household. And then these are, I'm a huge Papermate Flare fan. They're like my favorite pens, so I picked some of my favorite colors. We're also going to be using a pack of Happy Planner note sheets, and I'm going to be using a vertical planner from the Happy Planner. Me personally, vertical planners are my favorite, but if you don't use a vertical planner, anything I share in this class today is easily transferable to other planners. So don't feel like, oh, I'm not using a vertical planner, so this class isn't going to work for me. It still is. All of these tricks and tips that I'm going to share with you will work in whatever planner that you're using. But this is the Wild Styled planner that is at Michael's. So this is the one I will be using today. So my class, I really want to focus today on how to get the most out of your planner. Now, I could speak about how to get the most out of your planner for hours, because there is so many different things you can do to get the most out of your planner. So this class specifically, I am going to talk about how to get the most out of your weekly pages in your planner. There are so many other pages in your planner that you can use, your monthly and your currently, and these pages at the beginning. Like, we could talk all day about all the different ways to get the most out of your planner, but we only have 45 minutes together today. So today we are going to focus on how to get the most out of a vertical, or not even a vertical, just a weekly planner spread. Okay, so before we get started, before we get started decorating, before you jump into decorating your planner, because the great thing that I love about my Happy Planner is that I can decorate it with stickers. It's my favorite thing. I like to say that I have pretty but practical planners. I like my planners to be pretty, but I also want it to be practical. I want it to work for me. So before I jump in to making this pretty, I want to be sure that I have things in mind that are going on during the week so that it is also practical. So that is where this pack of note sheets is going to come in. The Happy Planner and Michael's has these in classic size. They also have them in half sheets, and they have them for whatever size planner you use, whether you're using a mini or a classic or a big. There are note sheets for you to use. And the great thing about the disc system is that you can just pop extra pages in, right? So I am going to pull out a sheet, maybe a couple of sheets, from this pack of paper. And as you get used to your planner, you don't necessarily have to write this out at the beginning, but if you're new to planning, or if you find that your planner isn't being very productive for you, I would suggest before you start decorating to get out a sheet of paper, and at the top of your paper, just write important things this week. Okay, and this way, when you're decorating, you can keep in mind the important things that you need to leave space for in your planner. So this week, or in this video, we're going to be decorating for the week of August 17th through the 23rd. So I am going to list the important things or big appointments and things like that that I might have going on this week. So on Monday, I have a Zoom call at 8 o'clock, and that's PM. So remembering that means on Monday, I know to put a sticker there to plan for that in my planner. And so then I can go through and fill in the rest of the things that are going on. I'm not going to make y'all watch me write it all, because that will take up valuable time where we could be playing with stickers. So I went ahead and wrote this off on the side too. So these are my important things for this week. I have a Zoom at 8. I have a release at 9 for one of my jobs. I have a dentist appointment at 2. I'm babysitting my niece on Friday, and then I have church on Sunday. Those are like the big events that I have going on in the week. And that's one reason I love these note sheets. We honestly should do a class on how to use note sheets in your planner, because there's tons of ideas, but this is just one idea to how you can use these note sheets. So then I can keep this in view when I'm planning so that I know to leave spots in my planner for that. As you get used to planning and as you get used to the things that are going on in your life, you don't necessarily need to write it down every week. One thing I do is sometimes I actually put it in my phone calendar, and so I'll refer to my phone calendar when I'm planning. But also just writing it down and having it here will just really, really help you to plan efficiently on here. Instead of just having a decorative page, you know that you need to plan for these things. So we are going to plan today using the Color Story 4 sticker book. I love these Color Story sticker books because what Color Story is it has several sections of stickers that coordinate with each other. So like in this particular book, these pages coordinate together. And then you get to the next section and these pages coordinate together, okay? And then you get to the next section. And so you have several sections. It's kind of like having sticker kits for your planner. It's really easy to coordinate stickers. And so especially if you're new to planning, I always suggest starting out with Color Story books just because instead of flipping through tons of sticker books to find coordinating stickers, they've already done the work for you and put coordinating stickers in a sticker book for you. So that's why we're going to be using Color Story today. There are several different Color Story books. I think this is the newest one, and it's one of my favorites. So this is the one we're going to be using today. And then I pulled out these two sticker books because they just have a lot of functional things in them, like appointments. And I mentioned I have a couple of appointments this week, so I knew I could use this book. And then later when we get to this part of the class, there's some things around my house I want to do. So I knew that I'd be able to use this book. This is a really functional book as well. So before we get to kind of the practical part of our planner, we're going to look at the pretty part, okay? How to have a pretty planner, how to make a pretty spread. And I'm going to go kind of quickly because we just don't have a lot of time. But that's another reason I chose Color Story 4 is because you can do a pretty quick decorative spread when you're not flipping through a ton of sticker books. So I usually start with a sticker that is kind of like a jumping off point for the whole week. That's going to be like my theme. So I love this floral sticker. Oh, I forgot about this. Tip, your pages come off the discs. I'm sure a lot of you already know this. So when you're decorating, it is so much easier to take the pages off of your planner so that you can easily decorate. So you could take this floral sticker, and I usually put a fun decorative sticker over here on Monday, just because Monday always needs a fun decorative sticker, and then we go out from there. So this sticker kind of coordinates, and I like to keep the elements of design in mind when I'm making a planner. And what that means, there's lots of different elements of design, but one element is balance. So like if I have something on this page, I like to have it on this page too, so that it kind of balances the pages. So here I have these florals, and then this has similar florals. So I'm going to put it over here. Now I'm not going to put it here because then that looks heavy with the boxes next to each other. I'm going to put it up here to kind of balance it. That's what I mean by balance. Another element of design is color. So I personally don't choose a ton of colors in my spread. I usually try to stick to 2 or 3. And I pick my colors based off the colors that are on the first stickers that I use. So like based off this sticker, I will probably be focusing on pink, orange, and green. Those are going to be the 3 colors that I really want to bring in to this spread. So now I'm just going to, I said pink, orange, and green, but this is really cute. So we're going to add in some blue. And I love stripes and florals together. So this long sticker technically fits in 2 boxes like this, but I like to put it over here in my sidebar because then I can make like a running to-do list for the week over there. All right, now I like to flip through and just look for other stickers that coordinate. This one, I'm going to put Friday, I'm babysitting my niece Maddie. So I'm going to put this sticker here, and that's where I'm going to write that I'm babysitting my niece. Then I'm going to take this green sticker, and I have this Zoom Monday at 8. So you don't necessarily have to write like morning, afternoon, evening. I don't have to put it down here just because it's at night, but I usually do. And so here, I really love this sticker, but I don't necessarily want it to take up a whole box. So that's where you can layer a sticker. So I could put this in, and then that can be where I put my Zoom call, okay? So then I'm looking, let's see. Oh, we have some really pretty big stickers that are just clear florals. So I'm gonna take this one and lay it. I love clear florals because when you put it on, it just looks like it's on your page. Okay. And then here, because I have one over here, that balance I talked about earlier, I want to put another one over here. Okay.
Heather, we're getting a few questions when you're ready.
Awesome. Yeah. You can ask. I may go ahead and lay some stickers down while you're asking, but yeah, go ahead and ask.
Okay. We have a customer that asked, would you advise going back and filling in your week if you've decorated it, but you didn't get around to writing it in daily, or just call it a wash and go on to the next week?
So that's totally a personal decision. I personally can't stand to have an empty planner. Like empty planner pages, I would go back and fill it in because that's just how I am. but that doesn't mean you have to do it. So I would say, you know, it's your planner. If it doesn't bother you to have pages that weren't filled out, then just leave them blank. But if it bothers you, then go back and fill them back in. Like, I love to fill in past pages if I don't use it, just because I feel accomplished still checking off the things that I did, but it's totally a personal decision. So whatever works for you, that's what I would do.
Okay. We have another one. I love your handwriting. Do you have any suggestions for resources on how to improve handwriting and practice different lettering styles?
There's a lot of resources out there. Like, maybe we should just do a whole nother class on lettering in your planner, because I feel like that is a really big topic. There's lots of books out there. There's lots of videos. My biggest tip is to just practice. My lettering, I still practice my lettering all the time. So just, it's always practicing.
Okay. How far in advance do you usually plan?
Oh, great question. That is another kind of personal question, because it kind of depends on your life. Like, for me, I just plan about a week and a half in advance, because I found that's what works for me. But some of you might be like, I don't have time to decorate every week. And in that case, I would say just find a schedule that works for you. I wouldn't suggest, especially during these crazy times we're living in, I wouldn't suggest writing things way in advance, because if it gets canceled, then you have to, you know, scratch it out or cover it up or erase it. So I usually do about a week and a half in advance. And then I actually still use my phone calendar. And if it's something that I need to plan for like in a month, I schedule it on my phone calendar. And then when it's time to fill in my paper planner, I look at my phone calendar to fill it in. So that's another idea. If you're someone who maybe doesn't want to decorate that early, but you have things you need to remember, that's another possibility.
Okay. Would you please show the front of that book you're using? Someone would like to know what sticker book that is.
Yes, I will. Let me lay this one down, and then I will show you. This is Color Story 4. It's at Michael's, and it's got several different sets. It's super cute. This is the one I've been using so far. So all of these stickers on the page so far is decorative. So now that we're done, this is the decorative part. This is the fun, the pretty, the decoration is what keeps me coming back to my planner. But now I want to show you guys how to actually make it practical and how to get the most out of it. So if there were any more questions about the decorating, you can throw them out really fast if you want to, Deanna, and then I'm going to move on to the actual.
There are a lot. I've been answering a lot of them in writing, but
Okay.
the ones I can. One particular question is why do you use the paper planner and the phone calendar?
Well, for me, it's just because I only plan like a week in advance. So when I say I use my phone, it's things for like when I schedule a hair appointment with my hairstylist and it's in 6 weeks, and I don't fill in my planner 6 weeks in advance. So I would put that appointment in my phone calendar. And then when I get to that month, I would put it on my monthly view. But since I don't plan in my actual planner that far in advance. And one reason I don't do it is because there's always new stickers coming out. And if I decorate really far in advance and then a new sticker book comes out, I'm going to be like, well, I want to use those stickers. So it's kind of a personal preference though. Like if that doesn't work for you, if you're someone who doesn't use your phone calendar, you don't have to, but that's just what works for me.
Okay. So it's personal preference.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a very heavy schedule, so I have to fill in appointments first, some well in advance. How do you still achieve design balance when you have appointments that are filled in and the days may be uneven? I always fill my decorations. I always feel like my decorations are not balanced.
Well, I feel like you have to, in that sense, planning is very personal. And so just because my planner has balanced pages and that's how I make my planner look, doesn't mean that your planner is wrong if it doesn't look like that. So if you're someone who you need those appointments and that schedule in there more than you need a balanced decorative planner, then that's okay, because the purpose of a planner is that it's functional for you. It's not necessarily, the purpose isn't that it's pretty. It's that it's practical. And so you just have to remember at the end, your planner may not look like mine, but as long as it works for you, then that's totally okay. But if you're someone who's putting in your schedules and stuff first, I totally can see how it would be hard to get that balance in. But in the grand scheme of things, as long as your planner is working for you, then that's what is important.
How much time do you set aside for your planning, daily or weekly?
I think that question is a little bit harder for me to answer just because I am a YouTuber. I have a YouTube channel where I put out a lot of videos every week. So my schedule is going to look a little bit different from other people because I also have to schedule in, you know, time to film and stuff like that. So again, I think that's a personal thing. Like, you kind of have to find it what works for you. Because my timing isn't going to work for people who don't have a YouTube channel and aren't trying to film a bunch of stuff at the same time and stuff like that.
That's true. And if you're a working mom or if you're a stay-at-home mom, you're
right.
Different schedules.
Right. So that's why I keep saying that your planner is super personal. You really have to spend the time to find what works for you because everyone's life is different. I don't have kids. I work at home. So my schedule is going to look a little bit different from someone who is going to an office every day or who has kids' schedules that they need to factor in. So I always tell people that they need to find what works for them in their planner. This decor that I just did was just a quick way to show you guys how to decorate your planner if that's what works for you. If that's not what works for you, that's totally fine. We're about to move into some tips I have on actually filling in your planner.
I think that's what they want to know next. And how do you, the next question that I see that's a really good one is, do you consider decoration and functional planning one and the same, or would you consider them separate types of planning? And
I think they can be one and the same. Now, they can be separate. If you're someone who just wants purely function, that's fine. If you're someone who just wants to have a decorative planner, that's fine. But they can be one and the same because I always tell people my planner is pretty, but my planner is also practical. And you're about to see that practical part come in. And I know you might be watching right now and be like, this is just pretty. This is just stickers. But I'm about to show you how it's also practical. So there is ways to make it pretty and practical, but you can also have it separated. Are there any others or should I move into?
I think you should move along and I'll keep answering what I can. And
okay.
Then we can pause again.
Okay, great. So what I'm doing right now while Deanna was asking the questions is I'm just trying to fill in my appointments that I had written down on this piece of paper that I had planned for. So I'm trying to go ahead and fill those in so that you can then see the space that's left for us to talk about how to make the most of your planner, especially during these crazy times where some of us might feel like life is canceled and there's nothing to put in our planner, or you just don't have as much as you normally would to put in your planner. So those are definitely things that I want to focus on. So now that I have kind of filled in these things that I wrote down, I'm going to talk to you about some questions I asked myself to really make my planner functional for me and to make sure I'm getting the most out of my planner. So once I fill in the important things for the week, my appointments, I've already filled those in. I still have all of this other space. So what do I fill in? The first question I ask is, what do I want to achieve this week? What do I want to achieve? What are my goals? And where can I put that, or when can I achieve those things? So one thing that I want to achieve this week is maybe I want to do some cleaning. So this is the household sticker book. Maybe this week I have, one of the things I want to achieve is some cleaning. Okay. So maybe I look at my schedule and I think about the week and I'm like, okay, Saturday is going to be the best day for me to get some cleaning done. And so I could put these stickers on Saturday. Or maybe you're like, well, I don't want to spend a whole day cleaning, so I want to put them over here on my running to-do list and just do them when I can. Either way works for you. Whatever works for you. Again, I'm going to tell you over and over whatever works for you is what you should do. But I'm going to put some over here on Saturday. Oh, I actually want to clean my closet out. That's actually really good. So I think I'm actually going to put clean closet over here. And then I can fill this in with all the things that I need to do to clean out my closet. Like decide what I want to keep, decide what I want to sell, decide what I want to donate and stuff like that. And then let's see, I could take this one that says change sheets. And then maybe clean garage. Okay, and then in this little box, I can put chores. So that could be one thing that I want to achieve this week. Again, this is going to be based off of your life, but it could be like maybe you have something at work you want to achieve, or maybe you have something at home. So I could also put, sometimes I just flip through the sticker books, honestly, and I'm like, what is in here that I could achieve this week? But grocery shopping is a big achievement for me. I hate going grocery shopping. So I'm going to put that on Sunday because that is something I need to achieve this week. So my first question after writing down the things that need to get done is, what do I need to achieve this week? The next thing is, where can I schedule in something fun? Sometimes you need to know when you're going to have fun days so that you're not just, you know, having a rough week with nothing to look forward to. So I'm going to schedule in on Friday night. I'm going to put a date night with my husband.
Here's a question. What sticker books do you recommend, and what are must-have books?
I love any floral sticker books. If you watch my channel, you'll know I love florals because it's really easy to just put a floral sticker down and then decorate off of that. I also always suggest Color Story to new planners because they already have the coordinating stickers for you. And so you're not overwhelmed with the tasks of finding coordinating stickers. Colorful Boxes is super functional. I really love this household book because it's also super functional. And there's lots of other books. I mean, there's so many books. I would say pick out a few. Don't go crazy at first because you need to figure out your planning style. And yeah, just go from there. But I always suggest, if you're into decorative planning, I always suggest starting out with Color Story. So another fun thing that I could plan in this week, because my question I'm working on right now is still, where can I schedule in fun? Maybe I have a pool day. I have a pool, and my niece, one of my nieces is 4 and she's obsessed with swimming. So my sister and Maddie could come over and swim. So that is something fun. That's the second question. So the first thing you do is put in the important things you have to do. The second thing is, what do you want to achieve this week? What are your goals? And fill that in. The next question is, where can I schedule in fun? Which is what I did here. The next question that I asked myself is, where can I schedule in self-care? Because sometimes we don't put ourselves first, and that's super, super important. So where can I schedule in self-care? I personally have been using a Peloton. We got one during this COVID craziness. And so I like to put over here, because I want to ride it every day, I put Peloton, and then I put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I just make my own habit tracker. Now, there are plenty of sticker books that have habit trackers, so you could also put a sticker there, but then that way I'm not having to write it every day in my planner, and I can just check it off. Another thing with self-care, maybe I want to focus on drinking a lot of water. Again, some of the fitness and wellness sticker books have water tracker stickers in it, so you don't have to draw your own tracker, but since we're not on here very long, I just figured it would be faster to just draw my own. And then other self-care things, maybe I personally love doing my own manicure, and it's like me time. So I could schedule that in maybe for Monday. And I'll do my own manicure, and I'll like set up my Netflix, and I just watch whatever I want to watch and have some me time. So I could schedule that in for Monday or whatever day fits in your schedule. So where can I schedule in me time? The next question that I ask is, what can I do this week to prepare for next week? So usually this is something that you're going to do on the weekends, but what can I do this week to help next week be even better? And that's what I could use this checklist for. So I could meal plan. If I go ahead and meal plan for next week, then next week's going to be smoother. I can make sure that I do some laundry. If I go ahead and have all my clothes cleaned and washed, next week's going to be smoother. Maybe I go ahead and pick out outfits, because that will make next week easier and smoother. Maybe if you have something for work, you could go ahead and do to make next week easier. And then I'm also going to put plan, because planning for next week will help next week be smoother. So those are just some questions that I ask myself to help me fill in my planner with things that are really, like, I'm really going to get these things done. Some other questions you could ask yourself are, what am I going to eat this week? And you could fill in like your dinners. You could say, when am I going to work out? And you could put that on every day. One thing I suggest is really to make the planner work the best for you is you need to know why you're using your planner. So if like this planner I'm using, basically I call it a catch-all planner. I put everything in this planner. But if you had certain goals, like you are trying to run a business or grow a social media account, or you have fitness goals you want to meet, then you could know that when you're filling in your planner. And then when you know the why behind your planner, then you see the benefit of using your planner because it's helping you achieve that why. And then you can see I do still have some spaces left. And so some things you could still put in your planner to help fill in your planner could be things like gratitude. Maybe at the end of the day, if you have an empty spot, you could fill in something that you were thankful for that day. Or maybe you just want to remember like what shows or movies you're watching right now. So you could like fill that in. Or you could put quotes. You could letter quotes. We talked about lettering earlier, and I told you that you always need to be practicing your lettering. Practicing that in your planner is perfect. So you could practice lettering a quote, or there's tons of sticker books with quote stickers. So you could just take a cute little quote sticker and put it in a box. You could put photos in your regular planner. If you're interested in memory keeping, Marielle is teaching the next class at 11:45, and she is doing memory keeping, and she has so much knowledge when it comes to memory keeping. So be sure to check that class out, and she's going to be talking a lot about how to memory keep in your regular planner and in a memory planner. So be sure to check that class out. And then I know several of you, I've seen some of the comments rolling in about how this is decorative and how you need your planner to be more practical. So if that's you and you need something more practical, Nita's teaching a class, I think at 12:30 for productivity in your planner, how to make it super, super productive. So if you really liked the second part of this class where I was showing you how to fill stuff in and actually make it productive, Nita's whole class is going to be how to make your planner productive. So be sure to check that one out. And then if you like the decorative part, Mary Ellen's going to be doing another plan with me later too. And then Christine's showing accessories. So we still have lots more classes, but those are just some ideas on what you can fill in with your planner. So Deanna, now we can do more questions if there's more.
Yes, there are. And it's 11:36. I just wanted to give you a time check.
Perfect. Can we flip my camera back to showing my face and then we can answer some questions?
Yes, they can. You're done.
Perfect.
All right. After the pen, do you fill in the boxes or do you usually leave free space?
I fill in the boxes. So I can show, this is my planner this week. And you can see it's filled in. I mean, not everything is filled in, like this box is empty, but I fill in pretty much every box with something. I'm the kind of person, I love to-do lists and checklists. And so if I don't really have anything else going on, like I'll just put checklist, like I can check these off. So I fill in everything for the most part. I mean, I do leave a box empty every now and then, but.
We have a question. Do you really do all the fun events that your and tasks that you're noting on the planner?
For the most part, yes, I do. Like, my husband and I really do try and have a date night on the weekends. We used to be able to go do fun stuff, but now we just have date nights at home. We play board games together. Like, we really do that. And my niece really comes over and swims all the time. And if I put it in my planner, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm the kind of person, that's why I use a planner, because I'm the kind of person that if I write it in my planner, I am going to do it. But if I don't write it in my planner, then I'll be like, whatever. But if it's in my planner, I'm going to do it. So.
Okay. Let's see, bullet journal. And I bullet journal in my Happy Planner. Having the layout already set up saves me some time, but I do the rapid logging and task signifiers. Someone asked, and now I can't find it again.
I'm not super familiar with bullet journaling, so.
Okay. Someone asked if you have nothing to write, can you use it as a journal or tracking chores?
Oh, sure. You can. That's the beauty of planning. Whatever works for you. Like, you use your planner that way. People journal in their planner. People memory keep in their planner. People, I use multiple planners. I don't just use one planner. I also use the dashboard layout I use for social media tracking, and it's not very pretty. It's just like, get things done for my YouTube channel and my Instagram account. I also use a faith planner where I journal. So this is literally just me journaling in a planner. So you can use your planner for whatever you want to use it for. I have a YouTube video about like different ways to use your planner, different things to track in your planner. And so, whatever works for you. I tell people all the time, there's no right or wrong way to use a planner as long as it works for you. If you're using a planner in a way that works for you, that helps you plan a life you love, then you're doing it the right way.
And so, and I've answered that a few times in the notations on the side, in my written comments, that it's not, there's no perfect way to do it. It's everybody's individuality. Would you please tell everyone your YouTube channel?
Yeah. So, my name is Heather Kell. A lot of people think my name's Kelly. Kell's my last name, but I'm Kell of a Plan on both Instagram and YouTube. So you can find me both places. You can search Kell of a Plan on YouTube or Instagram. On YouTube, I have over 1,000 videos showing you how to use your planner. I have a playlist called Happy Planner 101 that has tons of videos that will help you get started. I have a playlist of how to plan. It's a series I'm currently doing, and each video focuses on a different area of your life. So there's a video on how to plan your budget, how to plan fitness, how to plan wellness, how to plan faith. And so I have so much content on that channel for you guys.
Okay. Do you recommend mixing florals or stick to one type in a spread?
It's totally up to you. Like, I love florals. And so if you look at my planner spreads, I use florals almost every single week. And I mix them with like other colors. And sometimes I mix them with stripes or polka dots. But I know several people would like hate florals and don't want that in your planner. So it's totally up to you and what your style is. And I will say, as you plan, your style will change. So just be open to letting your style change. Don't feel like you have to commit to using your planner one way all the time. You can change. Your planner style can change. The way you use your planner can change because life is ever changing. And so you just need to make it work for you and the current life you're in. And don't be afraid to change it up when life changes.
What were your 2 questions that you said you ask first when you sit down to plan?
So the first thing I do is the important things. Okay. And then once I fill those in, I kind of shared 4 questions with y'all today. The first question was, what do I want to achieve this week? Like your goals, what are some things you want to get done this week? The next question is, where can I schedule something fun? And something fun doesn't even have to be like a date night or a pool day. Something fun might be like, I'm going to watch Netflix for an hour tonight. I'm going to put everything else aside and I'm just going to do what I want. And that could be something fun. Like whatever is fun for you, schedule something fun in your week so that you have something to look forward to. The third question is, where can I schedule in self-care? I think it's really important to put yourself first sometimes. We always put other people first, but sometimes you need to make sure that you're taken care of as well. And then the last question that I usually ask myself is, what can I do this week to prepare for next week, to make next week be a little bit easier?
We have we're getting close to, it's 11:42, so we're getting close to the end. Can I mix my work and personal plans together or keep them separate? And then I think that should probably be our last.
Okay. I would say it's totally up to you. I do tell people who are new to planning to try to stick to one planner, and at first not to try to use multiple planners like I do. Like my first 2 years of planning, I only used one planner and I put everything in one planner. And I suggest that because it helps you to get the routine of planning going without being overwhelmed with multiple planners. So if you're new to planning, I suggest sticking to one. And then once you get that going, then you can expand. But if you're used to planning, then whatever works best for you. Like I got to the point where I had too much stuff to put in one planner, so now I have separate planners. So it's totally up to you. But if you're new, I do suggest just sticking to one. So if we're wrapping up now, there's just a few wrap up things I want to point out. I want to remind you guys, this video, if you missed the beginning, it will be up on michaels.com/classes on Tuesday, and it will be there for you to watch whenever you want. And there's tons of other classes that they've done that you can check out there. That's also where you can sign up for other classes. I also want to let you know, I know there's tons of questions we didn't get to. If you had a question today and we didn't get to it, you can head to my Instagram account. I'm going to drop a question box in my stories that just says, hey, if you had a question about my class today and I didn't answer it, you can drop it on Instagram and I'll spend the day answering more questions there. So head to Instagram if you have more questions. I'm also going to have something on Instagram that says, what are some class topics that you want to hear about in the future? And you can give us some suggestions there if you didn't get a chance to put it in the comments here. And don't forget, we have 4 more classes going on today. Marielle's memory planning class is up next, and then we have Nita with productivity and Mary Ellen with a rainbow spread and Christine with planner accessories. So be sure to check those out as well. Thank you for coming. I hope you had fun, and happy Planner Day.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.